Good evening. I would like to welcome the administration, parents, families, friends, and faculty to the Union Area School District's Class of 2020 Commencement Ceremonies, Part 2. We are so happy that you could all join us to celebrate these graduates this evening. To begin the ceremonies, please rise to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to begin this evening by thanking the graduates. I'm truly grateful to be a part of the ceremony this evening. To the majority of you, I was one of 3 teachers that welcomed you into the middle school as 5th graders. I helped you transition to the big school. We helped you learn and watched you grow, and we sent you on your way at the end of the year to 6th grade. But I knew before too long it would be your turn to walk across the stage in the auditorium, get your diploma, and go out into the world. What I didn't know then, what we didn't know, that moment wouldn't be exactly as you and I had envisioned it. Class of 2020, history has found you. An event that has changed the way that we live our lives has swept around the globe, and it found you. As school closures continued week after week, a hard truth began to settle in. You were never going back to high school, at least not as a student anyways. That chapter of your life was over, and you never got a chance to say a goodbye. The best part of it, to me anyways, is that you didn't give up. I've talked to your teachers this week, and they said you still went to class, whether it was at your kitchen table or on your front porch. Mrs. Blatchford said most of you still read 1984 for her. Mr. Dotson let me know that you still did some music videos for him and drew basketball court paintings. And Mr. Medved said most of you still showed up to meet him in his camper while he was socially distancing from his family, and you learned about electricity and circuits. It would have been easy to not do this. People all over the country were saying how hard it was to work from home, how short their attention spans had become. It would have been easy for you to throw in the towel, but you, who we celebrate today, didn't give up. You kept going, and now you're a high school graduate. What I want you to take from this is 2 things. The first thing is, things are going to happen in your life that you didn't see coming, things that you didn't plan for, and sometimes they're not going to be fair. I want you to do what you did the last few months. Keep going, and trust the people around you to help you through it. The second lesson that I hope that you take from this is a reminder that you have an amazing group around you. Even if you got on your family's nerves during quarantine, I want to remind you that these people in the stands are your biggest champions always. They're the ones that stayed up with you when you were sick. They held your hand when they dropped you off for kindergarten. They practiced your spelling words when you were in elementary school. They drove you to practices, chaperoned your field trips, cheered you on at games. They've washed your uniforms, those uniforms. They attended your concerts and musicals, and even recently, I've seen a couple of them in TikTok videos with you. Over the past few months, I'm sure that they've consoled you about the end of your senior year. Trust me, if there's one thing I know about the people in these stands, is that they love you fiercely, and they will support you always. I want you to take a minute to stand up, find your family, and give them a round of applause. And families, on truly enjoyed working with your kids and with you. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Hink. He's the president of our School Board of Education.
Thank you, Mrs. Ryan. I think I have my wind back after that sprint up up to the field from down here. Last time I came on that fast was 1965, my senior year in high school when we were playing some football here. Anyhow, to our honored seniors, faculty and staff, parents, grandparents, and friends, as president of the Union Area Board of School Directors, it's my pleasure to bring greetings to you on behalf of the other 9 members of the school board. Assisting me this evening in a presentation of diplomas or distribution of the diplomas will be Mr. Don Friend, who's our school board vice president. He's taking the place of Mrs. Elbeck, who was unable to attend. Just a quick couple of words to the classmates, the class of 2020. The board wants you to know that we are very, very proud of you and very pleased with your class and all you've accomplished, especially through a very difficult year. You have demonstrated high achievement as well as success in the areas of academics, athletics, the arts, music, science, with all of your accomplishments. Those just didn't happen by yourself. Studying hard, it took some guidance, and again, two special groups of people that should be recognized in the development of your scholastic ability. First of all, the parents. Again, let's show another round of applause for your parents that are in the group. And on behalf of the board, I extend the congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2020. May you continue to live your lives in good health. May you enjoy all the good things that life has to offer. Seniors, we the members of the Board of Education salute you for all your work. So we'll be back in a few minutes to hand out the diplomas. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce tonight's commencement speaker. Jourdan Rooney is a 2008 Union graduate. After graduating from Westminster College in 2012, he went on to play professional football in Serbia, Poland, and Brazil. Currently, he is the CEO of Built Different and the founder of NFBD. Built Different is a creative agency that helps brands transition their marketing efforts in the digital age. Jourdan has played a role in branding some of Pittsburgh's most reputable projects. He recently helped build Pittsburgh's Innovation District and is leading the rebranding effort for the Pittsburgh region. In 2020, Jourdan won the Ava Digital and Hermes Creative Platinum Awards for video campaigns for his work with Giant Eagle and One America Works. NFBD is a nonprofit that trains youth to amplify social impact in the digital age. NFBD's flagship program, Vlog University, is one of the first social media marketing agencies run by high school students. Jourdan's videos have reached over 20 million views. He has given over 400 keynote speeches in 18 different states, and this fall will be traveling throughout Europe on an international speaking tour, which includes a TEDx talk in Prague. Please welcome Jourdan Rooney.
Okay, we're in unique circumstances here. So not to sound too much like a jock right away, I want to talk about a football memory, one of my most memorable times being on this field. It was 2005. We were playing Springdale. Springdale had won the Whitfield Championship the year before. I was a starting quarterback. I was a sophomore. I think I was 5'7", 135 pounds. So not great height or weight. And, you know, playing Springdale was a big deal. Coach Rob can get you ready to play against anyone. Shock the world, he would say, right? Well, the game did not go well at all. I did okay. But the highlight for me was the Newcastle News interviewing me afterwards. I was so excited. It was my first game. I was a sophomore. You know, I called my mom. I said, Mom, I'm going to be in the paper. Well, paper came the next day. She called me and she said, Jourdan, your picture's on the front page of the sports. I'm like, that's amazing. So we get the paper and the headline said, if inexperience had a face, it would be Jourdan Rooney. Could that be the worst start to anyone's football season? The rest didn't go well either because we finished 0-10. Sorry, Coach Rob. Looking back, those problems seem so big. I think anytime we're faced with struggle, we're conditioned to think, this is it. This is the worst thing that could happen to me. My football career got a little bit better, and I started to grow facial hair, which made me look a little bit more experienced. But no matter where I've been, one thing that's always been important for me, due to the love and pride I feel towards growing up in Union, is the impact that I have here and on the people here. I believe that how you're remembered is important. The background on my phone, it says legacy over comfort, because my way of coping with failure, mistakes, struggle, is looking at how I can use what I learned to have a direct impact on others. That's why this scenario right here, being able to give a commencement speech at the place I have so much love for, is so incredibly important for me. It's a special for me as well because my cousin Liberty is graduating. My parents, my family get to be here. And I was a 5th grade basketball coach for the boys here. And I think I still have the record for most technical fouls in a season by a 5th grade basketball coach. I'm incredibly grateful to be here. Union has shaped me in all aspects of my life. During and after college, it was important for me to be part of Union however I could. Even beyond coaching, I held the 3-on-3 basketball tournaments that raised enough money to get a new outdoor basketball court. And we were the ones that brought throwing up the U to Union in 2008. I got my start as a school speaker, then colleges, conventions, and eventually businesses. I've probably done 400 and spoke to 20,000 people. And I've really learned to be prepared before I give a speech. So I was doing some research on commencement speeches last night. Unfortunately, there weren't many Google results for how to give a speech at a last-second commencement ceremony during an international pandemic with nationwide protests and everybody wearing masks. Seriously, though, congrats to the Union administration, the parents, everybody. This is amazing. Personally, I want to thank Mr. Ross, Dr. Ross, Mr. Nogue. I take a lot of pride in seeing Union do well after I graduated. And seeing those two at the helm has been amazing to see Union grow. And it gives me immense pride to see what direction Union's going in. But it was important for me to not come up here and just give a traditional commencement speech. This is a sending off for all of you to go into the real world. Some of you may never see each other again. This 15-minute speech should go a long way. It's a big responsibility. See, what I saw with most commencement speeches was that it was all very aspirational. Most motivational speeches are like this. You have big dreams, go chase them, you can do anything you want. I agree with these, but as a speaker, I realized that generic motivational advice wasn't my thing. It never would have worked for a young and stubborn me. I needed real tips, relatable advice. It's always been important for me as a speaker to confront problems and push people outside of their comfort zones. That was the basis for everything I did because I felt like I had never been pushed out of mine, which then caused me to be stubborn and rebellious. I believe a good speech challenges your beliefs rather than just confirming what you already think. I've had my fair share of ups and downs since leaving Union in 2008. I've spoken in 18 different states. I've gotten millions of video views, directed 8 TV commercials, and I'll be speaking at 6 countries in the fall. I'm now leading the rebrand for the Pittsburgh region. My creative agency has 2 employees, both Union grads as well. But my success is not where the lessons are. It usually never is. I've had my fair share of situations where I've had to bounce back. And I'm a firm believer that people will always relate much more to your vulnerabilities than they will your success. You can't have one without the other. You need the struggles to be successful. So I want to share all that I've learned through my struggles and how it's led to success. So for my speech to really be effective tonight, you're going to have to let me be vulnerable with you. I made so many mistakes in my life. I've lived a flawed life. I've had grudges. I've failed. I've hurt people. I've been depressed. I've had days where I couldn't get up, where I felt empty. I've been broke. I've been through just about it all. And I was always looking for someone to blame. But so much of it was my own doing. And my life didn't truly change until I realized that I would never be able to control what happens to me, but I could always control how I responded. We don't have bad days because of bad luck. We have bad days because we fail to properly overcome each small problem, and they add up to one big problem. I was always waiting for my problems to let up, and then when it wouldn't, I would feel sorry for myself. I'd love to come right out of the gate and tell you everything's going to be perfect when you leave here, but that's not true. You shouldn't want things to be perfect either. Without struggle, there isn't progress. Here's the harsh truth. No one told me when graduating high school how many friends would go to rehab or how to deal with depression. I think we often overlook the struggle that we all face. We want to believe things are much better than what they are. But if you're not prepared for adversity, it can take over your life. This is something a lot of people won't tell you. You will face struggle. And when it comes, you cannot develop destructive habits. You have to be able to deal with things head on. A problem gets harder to deal with as you continuously look for ways to not think about it or do things to take your mind off of it. And if you do find yourself in a good place, seek out others who could need you there for them. I look back and I always feel that I could have done more to reach out and say hey, or take people to lunch, or tell people sorry sooner than I actually did. The most important advice I wish someone would have given me is that it will get harder. Your problems will get bigger. But as your problems get bigger, so does your ability to overcome. And that should excite you, not scare you. When we look at our society, some people do have it better than others. Some are more privileged or have more connections. But I think it's important to remember that the world is never going to owe you one. Failure isn't going to look at you and say, seems like you've had a tough life. Let me take it easy on you. You will never achieve anything great by feeling sorry for yourself. Spend your efforts learning how to overcome, adapt, and think through your problems. Realize that whatever you go through is preparing you for whatever comes next. I know you didn't have an ideal ending to your senior year, but I will tell you, it has allowed you to be more prepared than any other graduation class before you. No one else will ever face anything that will test you in the way that this did. Beyond struggle, I'm here to tell you that you will too make mistakes. You will mess up, and people will be there to judge you when you do. And if you want people to like you, then never go after anything. And if you want people to never talk bad about you, then never put yourself out there. Your growth will always make insecure people feel threatened. You are not to be defined by your mistakes. You're not your past. You are how you respond and how you learn and use it for good. What I've learned through personal experience is people will always want to remember you by your past because focusing on your progress will show them how little they've actually grown. Do not conform or be afraid to be different. It's okay to not be for everyone. It allows you to have much more of an impact for those that can most relate to you. And not only will people judge you, people will doubt you. Not to mention if you're trying to do something tough or something no one's ever done before. I remember my first time trying to get out and speak. I met with a business owner, a local business owner, and I said, I want to be a speaker. I saw that he had done like 20 speaking appearances. And when I went to him, he immediately shut me down, and he said, you can work for me. I don't think you have what it takes to speak. I think he's done 25 now, and I think I'm over 400. I think back as if I believed in the people who doubted me, if I believed what they said. I was on probation my senior year of high school because I got into a fight. Do you know how many people counted me out? Do you think they thought I'd be right here right now? Sometimes I ask myself, what if I listened to these people? Where would I really be? No one believed that I could do what I could do except for me, and I have a lot more left to do. There are people out there that will try and stop you, and they will try and slow you down. Do not let anyone limit you, and definitely don't let anyone make decisions for you. It's important to grow at your own pace. My job didn't even exist when I was in high school. Do not be in a rush to go get a job you hate or do something because you think that's what you're supposed to do. You are the only person that knows what truly makes you happy, what truly makes you sad, motivated, and fulfilled. So I'm not sure how someone else's opinion could ever change what you do because they have no idea what you're capable of. You're the only expert of yourself. Do not set out to prove people wrong. Live your life, be patient, and build. It could take 12 years in giving the commencement speech at your high school for people to finally realize that they shouldn't doubt you anymore. You're the only person that controls how your story ends. You may be unsure of where you're going next because it seems like there's a lot of uncertainty in the world, which there is, but I believe it should all inspire you. You are one of the first generations into the digital economy. The digital age means new jobs, platforms, and social norms. And where there's change, there's innovation. The world evolving is an advantage for those who are open-minded, eager to learn, and ready to explore and create. Your age is your power. There's a new way of doing things, and no one can tell you what to do next because it doesn't exist yet. This is a pivotal moment in not only your lives, but in society, and you have an opportunity to ask yourself, how do I want to be remembered? Do you want to be a spectator, a bystander, a complainer, someone that yells out, hey, someone should do something? Or do you want to be the one that actually does something? Today's important because it means you have nothing holding you back now from what you want to do next. But it's important that you ask yourself, what legacy do I want to leave? How do I want to be remembered? As I look around the country and the world, I'm moved as I see young people unite to create change. And they're not worried about asking for permission. They're not waiting in line. They're not worried about following the rules. You can change things. Your voice should be heard. Find a way to add purpose in your life every day. And definitely don't wait to do the things you want to do and be the person you aspire to be. There are things I'm doing now at 30 I wish I could have done at 18, 19. It's 11, 12 years of regret. I'm sure your parents have the same feelings. Before it's too late, find what you want to do and go chase it. Go start something new. Create new habits. Start working out. Start volunteering. Be more spontaneous. Settle the grudge. Reach out. Be heard, be known, start journaling, start meditating, go on vacation, go on a couple, move. Just do something and stop waiting. Find out what your version of success looks like for you and stop wondering if you're good enough or if the time is right. Be more scared of regret than you are of judgment. You will always be what holds you back. You do not want to look back at all the opportunities you missed and you were afraid to go after. Do not be remembered for being the person that didn't try. You will come miles closer to success by failing than you ever will by trying. There will be people out there who won't be as smart as you or talented as you, but can be more successful than you because they tried and you didn't. No matter where you want to go or do, realize that it's on you if you get there or not. It's entirely on you when you own up to your mistakes, when you let others stop you from being where you want to be. You should be proud of your struggle and what you overcome. The greatest, most impactful people I know have been through the most and messed up a lot. They have the better story to tell. And it's hard for me to make friends with people who have never been through anything anyway. My best friends to this day grew up on Scotland Lane, Miller Avenue, and Division Street. Those are all Union Township addresses. It's one thing I can always say about Union High School. It prepared me for real life. Honestly, when I got to college, I felt like I had an unfair advantage. Whether it was walking the trail on a half day, which at times felt like the Hunger Games, or teachers who knew you on a personal level because there weren't that many of you. For example, the framework for my public speech class I learned from Beth Polio, I now implement in all of my public speeches. Mr. Medved pushing technology in the classroom allowed me to edit my first video, which got me interested and led me to now direct TV commercials. Teachers here, they get to know you. They care about you. They want you to succeed. The community cares about you. They take pride in you. There's no other community like Union. I hear that school districts with more people or who may have more money have the advantage. Absolutely not. I came from a place where the people I grew up with will have my back forever. I was prepared because my experiences were real. Victory favors the prepared, not the sheltered. What you did here, it will be the foundation, the basis for whatever you do the rest of your life. Whether I was getting a snow cone at the concession stand after a big win when I was 10 or playing a football game with 14 players. Union put the right chip on my shoulder that allows me to go in any situation confident that I can win. I never forget where I came from. That's why you should take pride in being from here and all that you did here and the people that you shared it with. And wherever you go next, I'm letting you know that you already have a step ahead of everyone because you grew up and graduated from Union High School. And that's something, I promise, you could be proud of forever. Thanks.
Thank you, Jourdan. Great job. I'd like to bring up seniors Jessica McAllister and Maddie Wynn for a musical presentation.
Sometimes somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Call me when you need a friend. Call me. Oh, baby, just call me when you need a friend. Call me. I'm telling you, call me when you need a friend. Call me. Oh, baby, just call me when you need a friend. Call me. I'm telling you, call me.
Coming up front here is our junior class president, Kaylin Machiko, and vice president, Caitlin McCurdy. I'd like to also bring up senior class president, Tyler Benedict, and vice president, Rachel Bowen. This is tradition that we do a ceremony we have at commencement every year. On November 19th, 1976, Unionary High School placed a time capsule on the ground at the Veterans Memorial on Wilson Drive and dedicated it to the class of 2076. Through a contest in the school, it was named Pride of the Past, and its motto, the best of yesterday to the best of tomorrow. To us, it means the token and symbols and pride are representing one of the best communities and one of the best states and the greatest experiment in freedom today. A will was written identifying the capsule, describing its contents and naming its location. It will also include the instructions for the use of the contents of the capsule 100 years from now. Some of the contents in the capsule include a letter from Bob Hope, Carol O'Connor, Dorothy Hamill, President Ford, Vice President Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger, Cardinal Wright, and many other distinguished personalities in and out of the United States. Articles included in the capsule include items involving the school, the history of our community, letters of students, and tape-recorded messages from students and community residents, all of which are addressed to the class of 2076. A stone from the School Environmental Center was carved into the marker that rests at the site of the capsule. The stone has a marker which reads, "Beneath lies the time capsule, pride of the past. May the best of yesterday to the best of tomorrow." A 4-foot key to the capsule has been made containing 100 holes, one for each graduating class, to place a symbol of the class on that key. And this is the opportunity where the senior class presents that key to the junior class.
I, Tyler Benedict, President of the Class of 2020, will now continue the journey of the pride of the past. I have added a symbol from the Class of 2020, a charm of good luck to the following classes at Union Area Schools. With this symbolic key to pride, I pass to you the will of the Class of 1976. As guardian of the will and key, you have the commission to safeguard them and to ensure their proper transfer to their successor. This, with the help of your classmates, will be part in accompanying pride during the 45th year of a 100-year journey. May you and all that follow you succeed in your task, and may the Class of 2076 see the guts of pride. Before I hand the mic over, on behalf of the Class of 2020, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank everyone who was involved with the senior parade and for making tonight possible. A special thank you to Dr. Ross, Mr. Nogue, Union School Board, administration, faculty, and staff for your time and dedication to our class and for this unique chance to create our final school memory together here at Sox Russo Stadium. Even though our senior year was cut short, we still have plenty of great memories to take with us, memory that even a pandemic cannot take away. I'd also like to extend our gratitude to our families and to the Union community. Your support throughout these challenging months have been amazing and greatly appreciated by the entire class. We couldn't have done it without you. So once again, thank you for this conclusion to our senior year. It's been a crazy ride, but in the end, it's still great to be a Scotty. Thank you.
I, Kayla Machiko, President of the Class of 2021, accept the key to pride and the will of the Class of 1976. I pledge to safeguard them and to pass them properly to my successors. With the help of my classmates, I will do my part in accompanying pride in the 45th year of its journey. Thank you.
I'm honored to present the top 10 of the Class of 2020. When I say your name, please stand. Shyla Hilton. Shyla is the daughter of Dan Hilton and Samantha West. Shyla will be attending Sharon Regional School of Nursing and Penn State Shenango and majoring in nursing. Shyla Hilton. Nicholas Pasquarello. Nick is the son of Stephanie Marshall and Chris Pasquarello. Nick will be attending the University of Pittsburgh and majoring in biology. Nicholas Pasquarello. Nina Casalandra. Nina is the daughter of Robert and Tammy Casalandra. Nina will be attending Hiram College and majoring in pre-pharmacy and biology. Nina Casalandra. Austin Matthews. Austin is the son of Jeffrey Matthews and Sandra Saberna. Austin will be attending the U.S. Army. Austin Matthews. Tyler Benedict. Tyler is the son of Diane and Kevin Benedict. Tyler will be attending Mercyhurst University and majoring in sports medicine. Tyler Benedict. Vincent Krasinski. Vince is the son of Renee and Stephen Krasinski. He will be attending Teal College and majoring in information systems. Vincent Krasinski. Alexandra Bucker. Alexandra is the daughter of Joe Bucker and the granddaughter of Charles Bucker. She will be attending Youngstown State University and majoring in nursing. Alexandra Bucker. Vincent Foligno. Vinny's the son of Carletta and Vince Foligno. He will be attending Mercyhurst University and majoring in biology. Vincent Foligno. Salutatorian Christian Pasquarello. Christian is the daughter of Stephanie Marshall and Chris Pasquarello. She will be attending Westminster College and majoring in biology on a pre-med track. Christian Pascarello. Valedictorian Olivia Quat. Olivia is the daughter of Clayton and Kathy Quat. She will be attending Case Western Reserve University and majoring in business management. Olivia Quat. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the class of 2020 top 10. Kristen and Olivia, you guys are coming up.
Good evening, everybody. First and foremost, on behalf of the Union Area Class of 2020, we would like to thank the families, teachers, administrators, and all of the community members for making today possible and coming out to support us. Our parents and guardians have been there since day one, cheering us on, both at home and in the stands for many of us, and helping us in any way they could and to the best of their ability with our schoolwork. Our teachers have dedicated their lives to educating us, not only academically, but also on some very important life lessons. Our administrators have made sure we can continue our education and thrive academically and socially, even through the current pandemic. Our community members have supported us at countless sporting events, through many, many fundraisers, and so much more. We truly could not be here today without them, and we greatly appreciate everything they have done, from the time we were just 5 years old to now, and what they will continue to do for the future classes. Although we missed out on many senior experiences, such as prom, our senior trip, senior sunset, a normal graduation, and even the little things like hanging out in class and at lunch, we all pushed through it together to make it here today and begin the next chapter of our lives. As we begin to venture into this next chapter, we can reminisce on the memories we made not only in high school, but over the last 13 years we have been together. Throughout the years, we went from having classroom parties, fun field trips, having a blast playing kickball and playing with Go-Go's and Beyblades, our biggest concern being who was the tallest and who was the fastest, to when we started middle school, where it seemed everyone was in the drama club. As we reached high school, we branched out and developed our own unique personalities, allowing us to take part in various sports and activities, as well as determining who to surround ourselves with to bring out the very best in each of us. Our class has had the opportunity to achieve great things together, such as making it to numerous playoffs in basketball, volleyball, softball, and baseball, as well as performing in musicals, the band playing in New York and Disney, student council fundraising for the Mini-Thon, and having active roles in National Honor Society and peer leadership, as well as serving the community in various ways. There were many more memories to be made together, but virtual learning hindered making those.
Instead of spending our time running around the halls and hanging out with our favorite teachers and all of our friends, Google Hangouts became virtually the only interaction for us. This resulted in much frustration, tears, lack of motivation, and pleas to our teachers to give us a good grade for the final grading period. But the good memories of the last 4 years cannot be taken away, and our tassels are still being switched from the right to the left, signifying our hard work paying off, and that we will surely never be taken away from us. We always talked about making history, and now we are living in a true historical moment. Even though our learning experience was cut short, we remained strong and pushed through our final months. Our determined spirits got us through this pandemic and will get us through any obstacle we will face in the next chapter of our lives and beyond. We may not be able to have our traditional ceremony we hoped for, that all of our families and all of our friends could attend, but we are the first class of Union High School to graduate at such a life-changing period in history. We have shown great strength for the past few months, and our hopes are high for the months and years to come. There are aspiring doctors, nurses, lawyers, computer technicians, auto technicians, engineers, business owners, future service members, and so much more among us. There are many great stories to be made by each and every one of us gathered on this field today, as well as those who could not attend. The sky's the limit, but do not forget what Macbeth said, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. We are always concerned about the future, looking forward to prom, our senior trip, a traditional graduation, and even what we wanted to do after high school, that we forgot to live in the moment and enjoy the time we had together. And now that it's gone, we must not dwell on it, but simply appreciate the fact that we are all here today to celebrate our accomplishments. An event like this deserves to be cherished today in the moment, right now. After all, you only graduate high school once. This may be the last time we are all in Sox Russo Stadium together, but this isn't goodbye forever. It's an until we meet again. But until then, a little mantra from our days in high school, or in history class. The reddest of lights shine upon you. May God, Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, Holy Cow, whoever God be with you, and good luck with your future endeavors, everyone.
Dr. Ross, all graduates present have met curriculum requirements established by the Union Area Board of Education and the Pennsylvania Department of Education. I proudly present to you the class of 2020 for your acceptance.
Thank you, Mr. Nogue. Before I accept the graduates formally, if you can indulge me for a minute, I want to recognize some seniors who have enlisted or plan on enlisting in the armed services. As a former United States Marine, I find it fitting and deserving that we recognize these students for their sacrifice and commitment and service. So I'd like to introduce to you, and please join me in congratulating Caleb Lombardo at Air Force Recruit. U.S. Army recruit, Caitlin Main. U.S. Army recruit, Austin Matthews. U.S. Army recruit, Bryce Smith. Air Force recruit, Amore Waters. And a Marine Corps recruit, Jeff Carbone. Thank you for your service. It's the presentation of the graduates from the principal and the ultimate acceptance of those graduates by the superintendent that makes your graduation from high school official. Soon I'll read a statement and I'll call your names and you'll grab your diploma and you'll officially be a Union High School graduate. As Jourdan said, that's a big deal. It carries a lot of weight and you should be proud of that. I normally try to give you some sage advice before I read your names or send you on your way. And this year I still want to do that, but I'm going to keep it short and simple. So the only thing I can come up with is that I don't think you should let this pandemic or the challenges presented define your senior year. It would be easy to do that. What you should let define your senior year is how you responded to those challenges and how we came out stronger in the end. And that's going to come up many times in your life in this next chapter. You can always remember that. So without further ado, let's get you graduated and get this year over with. I, Dr. Michael Ross, as a commissioned officer of the Pennsylvania Department of Education, and under the authority of the Union Area Board of Education, hereby accept the class of 2020 for graduation. I'm going to call these young men and women by row. If you can do me a huge favor, is this, let's applaud for the kids when their row's done, and I'll even let you know when that is. And that's just simply so we don't hoot and holler over someone else's introduction, and then we can have a big festive applause at the end. And I'll let you do that between rows too. So this first row. I think the first one's here. Yep. Ready? Stephen Levi Adams. Between the flowers. Tyler Davis Benedict. All right, Tyler. Rachel Antoinette Bowen. Congratulations. Jeremiah Devon Brockington. Alexandra Danielle Bucker. Jeffrey Allen Carbone, Jr. Nina Alexis Casalandra. Ethan Thomas Kolich. Ryan Jeffrey Cavelli. Frederick John DeJohn V. Melina Nicole DePietro. Elizabeth Renee DeRollo. Leah Marie Doherty. Namir DeJohn Estes. Michael Monte Flowers. Donovan Page Freeman. Vincent Louis Foligno. Gracie Rose Helisek. Shyla Marie Hilton. Anthony Richard Huntley. Nicholas Allen Jacobs. Vincent Stephen Krasinski. Olivia Marie Quat. Caleb James Lombardo. Jennifer Rose Lombardo. Joshua Lee Lombardo. Sean Michael Lewis. Caitlin Rose Main. Austin James Matthews. Torrance Cameron May. Jessica Nicole McAllister. Nathan Reynolds Meeks. Romeo David Neely. Christian Marie Pascarello. Nicholas Gary Pascarello. Bailey Rose Petrosky. Riley Madison Rasta. Kayla Nicole Shutak. Bryce Brady Smith. Wow, I didn't. Wow. Dominic Robert Summers. Liberty Rochelle Trott. Anthony James Voland. Amore Dejanay Waters. Madison Simone Wynn. I'll stand. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you for the first time in its entirety the class of 2020. Just hold on. That's how we roll with the U. All right? And I'd like to welcome back to the stage Mrs. Ryan for her closing remarks. You may be seated.
All right, you've done it. You have graduated, and you've now joined the ranks of Scotty alumni all over the globe. You're joining the ranks of an elite group. Some of our alumni have gone on to become CEOs of companies, doctors, state representatives, physician's assistants, NBA game producers for the Orlando Magic, commanders of naval ballistic submarines, college professors, superintendents, radio DJs, and those are just some of my Facebook friends. As a representative for your teachers and the staff, we want you to know that we're really proud of you. We can't wait to see what mark each of you makes on the world. Go get 'em, Scotties.